Hi everyone, this is me, Nora, and we have my dad, Pastor Yan now. And today I have some questions about friendship, and it is how to find a friend, how to make a friend, and how to maintain a friendship. And a little background story is that before, when I was a little younger, I had to do homeschool, and that was a bit of a struggle to me because I'm an only child. I didn't have anyone to talk to or like really relate. Month passed by and we stopped doing homeschool, and then I had to go to regular school, which that means I have to communicate with people. But that was really hard because I didn't know how to communicate or to make friends. So every time when someone asked me a question, I would answer like a robot and there would be no emotion in there. Um, so it was really hard for me in that time. So I would like to know the first question is that how do you find a friend?
Nora, thank you for having me, sweetheart. A very good question. The truth of the matter is the subject is hyper important. Most humans don't know how to relate. And so the question of how to identify people who could become your friends, how do you identify or choose the right friend is an important subject. The Bible is clear. It says that a wise person chooses their friends carefully. So the Bible expects for us to understand the fact that choosing friends is a major issue. And so if we don't choose friends well, and Nora, what happens is if we choose a bad friend, it affects the way people look at us. It affects the way we live life. It affects the choices we make. It affects our ability to think correctly. It affects us in every way. If it is incorrect, the Bible tells us bad company corrupts good morals. And so who you hang around with is going to affect you. So such a wise question. How do you choose the right person? The very first thing, make sure they share the same values and standards you do. If they're people that like to live on the edge, they like to speak about things that shouldn't be spoken about, they behave in ways that make you feel uncomfortable. I mean, even though some people are tremendously funny, they are tremendously dangerous. And so the first thing is make sure that their standards and ways are the same, standard and values are the same as yours. The second is make sure that they're people that are not selfish. Make sure that they're caring people. Make sure that they're people that think beyond themselves. They don't, everything is not about them. The third is make sure that they dare to help other people. They have a heart to care. They're thoughtful. Number four, make sure they're people that respect authority. Because if you hang around with a person that doesn't respect authority, you're going to end up with a person that's going to get you into a lot of trouble. And so um, I think the next one is make sure that they have a sense of humor like you do. A sense of humor is really important, and especially for a person like you, Nora, you've got such a beautiful sense of humor. It is really important to realize that if you hang around with a person that really never laughs or never enjoys life or never finds the funny side of life, then it's going to become a difficult relationship. And finally, make sure that they're people that really like you, that they are people that think you're important. Make sure that they're people that want to connect with you. There are many people that'll hang around with you, but the moment they get behind your back, they speak behind your back. That's some of the ideas I would suggest, Noel.
Hmm. And I understand the last one very well because that tends to happen in high school or even middle school is the worst one. But I understand that a lot. The second question is that how do you make a friend?
Wow, that is really important to me because, as I told you many times, when I went to boarding school. I didn't have friends ever, nor I didn't know how to make friends. And so your question on how do you make friends is real to me, because I remember getting home as 12 years old. I was 12 years old as a little guy, same sort of age you were when you went to boarding to America, host family. And I desperately needed to make friends. So I went to a shop and I bought a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I learned a few principles out of that. I can't remember everything, but I remember two of them. And they are lifelong principles that never fade. Number one, people are more interested in themselves than they are with you. And so if you're talking about yourself all the time, people will never want to be your friends. You've got to always listen to other people. You've got to always be interested in other people. You've got to take time to notice and take time to understand. Remember the things that mean something to them, birthdays and events, and remember the things that are tough for them. Remember what challenges them. So you're ahead of time. If they, for instance, scared of flying and you know they're going to go on a flight, that before the flight you contact them and just encourage them a little bit. The third thing is, it's just so simple. Jesus says it in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7, the Beatitudes. And he says, do unto others as you would have them do to you. Just think what you would like. Just think how you would like to be greeted. Just think on how you would like to be encouraged, included. So, you know, normally people that don't know how to make friends stay on the background and they don't get involved. But if you're a person that says, now hold on, I feel like this, there must be somebody else that feels like this too. And you see this character that stands out on the side there, and you pop over and you just start communicating and you do to them what you would like done to you. And say, hi, how are you? How are you finding today? What is it? You know, what are you here for? Whatever it is, the fact that you show interest is really important. And then, of course, the thing that really opens the door to friendship are kind words. The way you speak, the way that you stay away from words that are discouraging, unkind, hurtful. Sarcasm is funny, but sarcasm can hurt people. And especially if you're trying to build a friendship. You know, I come from a country in Africa called South Africa. And in our culture, making fun of people tells them that you like them. Actually, that's not true. You know, some people just get embarrassed, and you don't want to do that. So the key to the whole thing of making a friend is making sure that you let them know that they are important to you, that they mean something to you, and that you care about how they are treated. People will always respond to kindness. You'll never beat love.
I understand the part when you said sarcasm. A lot of kids like tend to do that because it's kind of funny, but then if you don't tell them, they kind of get offended.
Right.
So it's a really big thing in like kids, like teenagers. It's like a really big thing subject even. um and I kind of do tend to get sarcastic very much to most of my friend, but you really have to be close to that friend so they know that you're being sarcastic.
Right.
So it's it's kind of a big deal. And the last question is, how do you maintain a friendship?
Oh, that is a good question. Look, you know, the truth of the matter is friendship, apart from family, is the highest valuable thing on this earth. Our relationship with God comes first. Our relationship with family comes second. our relationship with our friends, not acquaintances, no, not just people we've got a relationship with, but friends. That's a different level. Friends are people that are connected to your life. They make up the part of your life. And so you have to keep that going. You have to keep that at the forefront of your lifestyle. So the way to do that, first off, is constantly let them know that you carry them in your heart. Some people, being away from each other, out of sight is like out of mind. It's like nobody contacts you, nobody lets you know they're thinking of you. That's not friendship. Friendship is every week, every month at least. They come up in your thoughts, they come up in your heart. That shows you that they're your friends. And if you want to maintain the friendship, then you have to do work, Nora. It takes effort. Family takes effort. Friendship takes effort. Walking with God takes effort. And so you've got to take the time to connect with them, let them know you're thinking about them, send them little notes on special days and all the rest. The second thing is make sure that you are very aware of the things that they battle with. And so be aware of the times in which they are facing various trials, situations, circumstances, that you know that they're not all that strong at this time. And when you reach out to a friend who's sinking, they will never forget. They will never forget the fact that when you are going through your lonely time, your tough time, that you reached out to them and you helped them. The third thing I would say is friendship is built by doing things together. Mom the other year had 4 friends, men, who had been friends since primary school, and had maintained that friendship. They came and stayed on our property in the north of Thailand in the mountains. And they had come together simply because once a year they make time to be friends together, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, they leave their families and they rekindle the friendship. And so they climbed the mountain behind us, Nor, which you know so well, Doi Luang, and the 3rd highest mountain in Thailand. They went and climbed the mountain, slept on top of the mountain for the night, came down. But what they were doing is they were keeping the relationship alive, Nora. And so we've got to take time to say, what can we do to meet up with friends? Go out for a meal, go out for some coffee, keep the connection alive, share issues you're going through, comfort them when they need comfort. And so what am I saying? I'm saying friendship needs effort, it needs time, and it needs planning. It's not going to just stay alive because you love them. It's going to stay alive because you care. I hope that helps, my darling. Thank you so much for having me and interviewing me.
Thank you for your time and sharing this information. And I know that a lot of people will, this will be helpful to a lot of people, um, especially in when you need help in making new friends, um, uh, or even maintaining them. And just so you know, this is not only for teenagers, these are also for adults who are going to a new neighborhood or getting a new job, and they just need someone and try to make a new friend. Um, and thank you for your time for listening, and God bless.
Thank you, Noah. God bless you.
Yay.